Stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, everyone. Shark Mayor's report as usual. Tourism Director and myself were privileged to spend several hours with our new representative, Onder. He was here for a tour of the hospital and the Worst House and the train station, and he was very impressed with the Herman Hospital and their staff. Herman is really blessed to have this hospital in our city, and hopefully he will try and help them accomplish some things that they're trying to do. And he was impressed with Herman overall, I believe. The other thing is, I just want to say a big thank you to our city crews again for the snowstorm this last week. I thought they did a really good job on getting the streets clean. When you got up that next morning, it was still snow covered, but everything was plowed. They do a good job, and they're really appreciated. And the other thing, I just wanted to make a reminder, we have the workshop Monday, March 3rd for the rental properties at 7 o'clock, correct?
Correct.
7 o'clock. If you're interested in that, be there. City Administrator report.
We had the pre-bid meeting last Wednesday for the two projects, the porch demolition and the amphitheater ramp project. There were 4 companies that expressed interest, and I had another call today. So we hope to at least, get a couple bids on each one of those. And the bid opening itself will be on March 5th. So as you've noticed, we still have some of the roof tiles out in the hallway. Our staff is going to apply a sealant to this center section of the building. The same product that we had a lot of success with on the police department wing. And so that's just kind of a temporary interim fix until we do something more permanent. So our utility staff is making great strides in getting the ERTs, the electronic reading transmission devices, installed. So most of the electric and gas are done, and they're working on water right now, and I know they're making lots of calls to the public and making visits to houses to get those installed. The new budgeted F-350 truck for the water, gas, and wastewater departments has arrived, and those invoices are on your list tonight. And the annual $1 increase in the gas meter fee will go into effect on the March billing. That is what you all consider every year at budget time. That was based on a recommendation, well, actually from the Utility Advisory Board back in 2018, and the board's been approving it ever since then. It was they made a increase from $3.50 to added $5 back in 2018, and then $1 every year up until for 10 years. And then after that, we can reconsider what you might want to do after that. So this year, adding the $1 brings it up to $15.50. And letters to the property owners in the historic district. I think we talked about this at the last meeting, but we're just now getting those letters out to all the property owners in the historic district. They're going to get notification that the guidelines have been updated. They're going to get the cover sheet, which gives a summary of the information, and the website to where they can go and get the entire document if they wish. So we unexpectedly had our server go down, basically, Friday afternoon. Start making a strange noise. So anyway, we were down all Friday afternoon without a server, and today until about 2:30. So It's not the problem they thought it was, but it still does have problems. They brought it back this afternoon. We're back up and functioning, thankfully, but they are suggesting sooner than later that we get a new server. Now, I had it in my capital plan to be in the budget either this coming year or the following year, which was originally the life we were told that the server would have. But they're gonna be getting those bids to me probably within the week. But the last time we had it done, 4 years ago, it was $10,000 back then, so, right, the guys. So that's an unbudgeted expense, but it was one that we were gonna have probably next year anyway. So, but that, yes, I'd rather have it scheduled when we can schedule to be down instead of be surprised and being down. So I will be recommending that we get that done sooner than later.
You said that was less than 4 years old?
Yes, I know. You know, and but the life of it, when we bought it, they told me it was probably 6 years. Yeah, and it's just been over 4.5 or something. So, and you know, we're finding that with our desk units and everything, that I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the quality that they're making them, or do you have any idea? Things just are not lasting like they used to.
And it's in use constantly, it's almost always on, so.
Yeah. So hopefully, likely next meeting, maybe before, if I have to reach out to you before and get some approval, but it's likely it'll be over $10,000, I'm sure. And everybody's busy working on their budgets, so that'll be common between now and when we have to have the first draft done in May. Thank you.
Very good. We have no public comments. We'll move to old business. Is there any old business?
I was gonna ask Trish, but it could have been last time, the lead service line inventory, are they wrapping that up, or?
So I think they're still out catching the people who didn't either reply by text or respond to setting up an appointment. Do you know any more about that, Corey, where they're at on that?
No, I don't know where they're at.
But that's just gonna be, you know, yeah, the first
It'll take a while.
phase. Yeah, but they came in several times and got had us make flyers for them and stuff, so they've been definitely around town, and I think that phase of it is nearly done.
Yeah.
It'll be hard to catch a lot of the stragglers, you know, that didn't
Yeah.
respond and have busy schedules.
Well, they're on some buildings that nobody's, like the old Klinger Inn, nobody's been there for 3, 4, 5 months. You know, there's
The
several
owner may
buildings.
not be around local either, yeah.
Yeah, they don't live here. There's several buildings. I noticed the papers hanging on the doors, you know, but anyway. Any other old business? If not, we'll move to new business. The City Hall structural assessment, the engineering service proposal that we have. It's pretty expensive. I guess is about the only thing I can say. And this is just not doing any work. This is just this part. So, I don't know if y'all had time to go through the booklet here.
So the meat of it is there in the first 3 or 4 pages. The rest of it is just kind of bios and kind of resume information about the companies and the subcontractors that they're suggesting.
Anybody have questions or put it out there for discussion?
I think it's a lot of money. I'd like to see more information on how bad those cracks are actually settling before we jump $70,000 into it. I don't know, how long have we been measuring those cracks?
Maybe 3 months? Do you
I was
remember the
gonna
last
say
time?
3 or 4 months, I think, it hadn't been.
But they're not stopping,
But are they moving?
yes. They're
I'd
getting
like to see-
wider.
I'd like to see that, measure the data.
The building inspector has all of those.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Last time I asked him, he didn't think that the initial ones we were measuring. Maybe you asked him more recently. I'd have to see his log. I'm sorry, I don't know that for sure.
I personally think we need to move forward, we need to do something, we need to find out what's happening. This should have been done 3 years ago.
It's not gonna get any better, just worse. Because it's still settling, and the more it settles, the bigger the cracks, and eventually the wall may fall off.
I'm just amazed that their itemized list here, how they come up with this kind of figure.
Well, a lot of it's-
$57,000, yeah.
It's just fluff in the back. But they are gonna do some core drillings, the, what is it, SCI? They're going to do,
When they do the interior coring, it's said to be removed prior to, or we're gonna have to hire that out to remove the tiles.
why would we have to? Why can't we do that?
That's why I said, when I read through it, that the tile, when they do the interior drilling, because they're gonna do some boring on the inside.
Right.
But the tiles have to be removed before they bore.
Right.
So that's why I was wondering if we have to hire somebody, or can hire people to take the
Why
tiles
can't
up?
our people do that?
That's what I'm asking. You heat them up, that loosens the glue, and you take the tiles off.
Yeah,
I would think that's minor. And they were going to, wasn't Archer going to come and do some, and not core drilling, but, were they gonna use a backhoe?
The potholing.
Yeah, they were gonna do that.
Jesse had mentioned something about
But they
that, but
were-
I don't know what,
They were still gonna do that?
I haven't talked to Jesse since he was here, so I'm not.
And Travis apologizes, he already had a commitment at another client city. He said he'd text me when he gets out of his meeting, but it could be a while yet.
Yeah, I don't know what we'd have to check with Jesse and see what the time thing is on that, I don't know.
I think they were gonna schedule last week one day, but it got really cold, so
Oh,
they
the snow.
postponed it to when I don't know. But I know they were going to do it regardless of.
Right.
But this is,
Anybody have any other questions or anything about this report?
so we're gonna wait until, how long?
I guess we have to wait till they do that digging first. I mean, I thought that was the next step, correct?
I'm not sure I understood it that way. I don't know.
I thought that's what I understood, but maybe I'm wrong.
Well, I personally, I'll make a motion that we approve the quote from Archer. And I will also want to take into the additional scope for $13,420. We need to know what's happening here, and I postponing it, waiting another month or 2 months or 3 months. I think we've waited long enough. I am,
Well, I think the answer
I'm
to
done.
the question, the last line of the letter says, if the city wants to proceed, they'll prepare a formal task work authorization supplement for execution. So, and then that'll be on the next meeting's agenda presumably for,
you'd have to have an ordinance, correct?
right, so it's another 2 weeks.
Yeah, at least. And I recommend, in my motion, I recommend that the basic fee of $57,000, which does include the SCI doing their work here, they're going, with the possibility of adding the additional scope of $13,420. But I'd like to have it all in the ordinance. So if we do decide to take the additional work done, we don't have to
Don't have
have
to do
another
another ordinance.
ordinance to cover it? Can we do
Can
that?
we do it that way?
Sure.
Okay. I have an ordinance the motion on the floor.
I'll second.
We have a second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Yeah.
2-1. Okay.
Yeah, just with being a motion 2-1, a majority of the quorum is fine. If it was an ordinance, it'd have to be 3-1 or 2-2
Right.
if it was a tiebreaker.
We're okay. Very good. Okay. We will move on to ordinances.
First one is bill number 2025-11 for second reading. An ordinance to amend Herman Municipal Code Section 420.810 regarding requirements for members of the Landmarks Commission.
This is second reading. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve bill number 2025-11, second reading.
Motion's made. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried.
Next is bill number 2025-12 for first reading. An ordinance to approve an agreement with Simple View, Inc. for lodging website use enhancements.
This is for tourism, I'm assuming.
It's the booking software for lodging
Okay.
establishments.
Now, do all of the lodging establishments take this, or they have the option to take it or not?
I think the majority of them do. I think there's some stragglers still, but the majority of them
So
do.
if I had a guest house and I wanted to go to a different booking system, that would be, is it compatible to what these people are doing, which I have no idea?
I think there's several that are compatible, from what I understand. But there's several that aren't. So I think they've tried to move most of them to the compatible. I think there's like 3 or 4
So
agents.
so all the B&Bs and guest houses and everybody who pay into the tourism tax are on that site?
Tammy told us to get her if there were questions. You want
Right.
to just turn around? She's in her office. She'll come in and explain it.
I believe so.
I think she said they were,
Yeah.
but I just
And-
wanted to make sure.
Yeah, but they may, and if they don't, she's probably gonna, but if they can't interface, it'll still jump them to their personal website and maybe just not the city's booking engine.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're still represented, it's just, it doesn't go through the city's booking engine.
And this is the only booking engine that the city is operating under, right?
Yes.
Questions?
Yeah. On your lodging website, this Simply Viewed, everybody who pays into tourism tax is shown on this site. It's on your site, right?
So,
And they just hook in?
so visitherman.com is our website. Visitherman.com/stay, the stay page. All of our lodging businesses who buy in, or who turn in the lodging tax, or if they're outside the city limits and they're partners who pay $1,200 a year, they're all on that stay page. In addition, we provide the service of the book direct page through SimpleView. So to be on that page, those lodging businesses have to have a calendar system that syncs with SimpleView. So those calendar systems are available through ResNexus, who we have the campgrounds through. Another really popular one is Think Reservations. So those calendars, and then there's others, like Harbor House had one, and Herman Motel has another service. They all sync with
Okay,
that.
okay, they don't have to get whatever they're recommending this. They're
No,
recommending a certain, whatever you're calling it.
the calendar.
Yes.
So they do have to pay over and above. They have to pay, Think Reservations, maybe 50. It depends on how many rooms they have. So maybe $100, maybe $150 a month to Think Reservations or to Think Reservations or to ResNexus, those outside companies.
But if I didn't want to do that, if I wanted to go onto a company that I like better. It has to be able to,
It has to be able to sync with
Sync
Simple
with-
View, yeah, yeah.
okay, and most of them do use it.
Most of them do, yeah.
I'm just curious.
Sure. Happy to answer.
Any other questions?
And this is an amount that was paid at last month's meeting, 9,000.
Yes.
And this is just a contract to cover that. For 3 years and then option for each year, for another year.
Yeah, it has historically been an every 3-year contract, yeah.
You good?
Yeah, I'm fine.
All right.
I move to approve bill number 2025-12 on first reading.
Motion's been made. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Do you need that read twice?
If you
That
want
would be great, yes, thank you.
I figured.
All right, bill number 25-12 for second reading. An ordinance to approve an agreement with Simple View Inc. for lodging website use enhancements.
Do I have a motion to approve second reading?
Motion 2025-12, second read.
Motion's made. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. We will move on to motions. Do I have a motion to accept our minutes from last meeting?
Motion to accept the minutes.
Motion has been made. Do I have a second?
Second?
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Ash isn't here, so do I have a motion to pay our bills?
I do have a question.
Do we have a question?
Trish mentioned that we purchased the truck came in. When did the Board of Aldermen approve this purchase?
Okay. I don't know for certain.
I mean, I know it's in the budget, but it's actually a 2024, not a 2025, correct?
No, I think it's a 2025.
It is
By the time, it took
2025?
so long for them to get it, that by the time that they were able to get it, they actually gave them a 2025. Jesse would be able to explain it if you were here, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a 2025.
I
Okay,
mean, it was ordered a long time ago.
Yeah.
so then it was approved probably a year ago or
Well, that's what
more.
I'm saying. Yeah, it's been some time. I don't know exactly when. I
Yeah,
can't
it's
tell you
been
that, but
Yeah, it's taken a long time to get.
And it's less than what you had in the
Yes,
budget.
yes, there was.
So that's not bad.
that's a good thing. Any other questions? If not, do I have a motion to pay the bills?
So,
Motion's made. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye?
aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Okay. Approve the low bid for $12,427.90 for total equipment for the wastewater push camera.
So this is a camera that we have we applied for the Merman grant, and that's paying for nearly half of it. And this is the push camera, not to be confused with the sewer jet camera that's like $250,000.
And this item really wasn't in the budget, correct?
Correct.
So that'll be amended next July.
Yes.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve that bid?
Motion to approve.
Motion is made. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Vehicle for hire license renewal, lift up your rides, Debbie Vanderstol. Do I have a motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
Second?
All in favor, aye? Any opposed? So carried. Reappoint Debbie Vanderstol to Tourism Commission.
Motion to approve.
Motion's made, do I have a
Second.
second? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Approve the bid for first place printing for Little League shirts and welding photos for pictures. Yeah, motion to approve that?
Motion to approve.
Motion's made, second.
Second.
All in favor, aye? Any opposed? So carried. Approve destruction of City Hall records in accordance with the state record retention laws.
I do have a question, Trish. Do you save any of the yearly reports or general journal, yearly general journal entries for years? Or do you? You do? Okay, because I saw it in here that you were throwing away year-end reports. I was just curious if you did, could you save some for the archives?
And that's now Corey's job too. Yeah, Tammy's really good about keeping year-end reports that we need that we won't be able to have any other way. Even if we can get rid of them, we keep a lot of stuff.
I'm just curious because I saw it on here, just
Mhm.
ask.
Any other questions? If not, do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Motion's made, do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye? Any opposed? So carried. Approve the destruction of the Herman prosecutor records in accordance with the state record retention laws. Do I have a motion to approve that one?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Hire Carter Levy as the pool manager. Do I have a motion to hire Carter?
Motion to approve.
Motion's made, do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So good. Hire Connor Coffey and Aiden Elder as assistant pool managers. Motion to approve those.
So moved. And the park board did approve these, correct?
Yes.
Right.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Special event application, Jenna Thompson, Jenna Schaefer, Herman Harvest Festival Amphitheater with requested closure of East Fifth Street from Schiller to Gutenberg. Request event parking at Gutenberg gravel lot Saturday, September 27, 2025. Do I have a motion to approve that?
They are asking for Fifth Street to be closed as well.
Yeah, they use that section for the kids stuff over there. That's, at least that's what they did last year. They draw a tremendous amount of people to that event.
Insane.
It's a good thing. Yeah. Do you have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do you have a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye? Any opposed? So carried. Special event application for the Herman Area Chamber of Commerce, the Wiener Dog Derby with wine and beer sales at the Lower City Park and the baseball field, the Upper City Park and the pavilion if raining, Sunday, March 23rd, 2025.
Motion to approve.
Motion's made, do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye? Any opposed? So carried. Special event application for the Alpine Shop Ltd. Tour of the Herman Gravel Challenge, the Herman City Park and various city streets with police escort on Saturday and Sunday, May 2nd and 4th, 2025.
And this is the
You good with
same
that?
As normal,
Okay.
correct?
Yes.
Nothing new.
No, the same route's gonna be used.
Yeah, they do it every year. All right. Do we have a motion to approve that one?
Motion to approve.
Motion's made, do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. No reports, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I do have a couple issues I'd like to address if I could. I'd like to see the city put in their budget either this year or next year paving the area around the police department and our parking lot over here where people park.
Instead of paving streets?
Yes. It is a sloppy mess.
It is.
I would also like to see a possible, and I'm not sure what you call it, a shelter or lean-to or whatever, for the police department cars that are sitting out here so they don't have to clean the snow off of the cars when it snows. I would think some type of a carport lean-to or something could be put onto that building. I wouldn't do it until we find out actually what's happening to
The
the
building.
underground. And I also would like to see something done with the fire hydrants that we have around town that are not functioning.
I've been working on them.
I think there was one on the list for the last 3 or 4 years that has not been repaired or replaced. And if we're using the excuse that was given to me because the water department doesn't have enough money, I will make the motion that we transfer $30,000 from the general fund to the water department to purchase hydrants or repairs for the hydrants.
I think you have to understand that some of these hydrants that are out of service are not going to be replaced until they replace the water lines, because there's no sense spending the money to put a fire hydrant in on a 4-inch main when they're gonna come along and put, I'm not sure if it's a 6 or an 8, then they're gonna have to tear it all out and redo it again. So that's why some of those are out of service and will be out of service until the water lines are put in. The
So,
ones that are out of service are tagged, the fire department's aware of it, just like unfortunately, the fire they had the other evening, the closest hydrant was out of service. So all that means is the fire department has to lay line from the next block in order to get the water supply to the fire trucks. It's an inconvenience, yes, but not all of them will be fixed, even if you do that, because they're not gonna fix them until the water lines are replaced, and that's this ongoing 20-year project that we got.
so we're gonna have fire hydrants here that don't work for 20 years.
I'm not saying they're not gonna work for 20 years, I'm just saying they're in process. I think they just did one at 4th and Market, I think.
Well, Jesse just met with the fire department board a week or 2 ago and had a really good meeting with them, he told me. And they discussed what their priorities were. He let them weigh in on the priority hydrants that they want fixed.
Yeah, so it's in works. It's
I
just,
think they're all important.
well, they are all important. And
I
it'd be
still-
great, and it'd be great if they all were functioning properly, but we have an antiquated system and you can only do so much. We only have so many people on the water department to do the repairs. And like I say, the infrastructure, the water lines, and again, I cannot say, I don't know exactly what size they're putting
I think it
in.
was 6. They want these new hydrants. They have some other capability, and that requires a 6-inch line, was my understanding.
Yeah, so anyway,
Yeah.
I think what Dolores was, because I've seen some marked as out of service, but some of these streets, there's one on Stark Boulevard and there's one up on Geller Street. Now, if it's gonna be another 10 years, probably before those streets may get done, we may have to do something. I don't know where all the out of service ones are. I'm sure, hopefully, the fire department.
They have
does.
They have a list.
they have a list. They test for them once a year. The volunteer fire department guys go out and they test them. They make a list if there's, if it's not functioning 100%, or if it's leaking, sometimes they will leak underground, or if the cap is missing, just whatever type of maintenance. And some of it is minor, you know. Sometimes somebody unscrews the cap and takes it, you know, unfortunate situation, but anyway, so that's done every year, and that list is given to the city. And I know this year they've been working extra hard on it compared to the years in the past. I do know that. So, and I know that they've ordered hydrants. I don't know how many they got, but I know they've got some in stock now. So but again, it's a gradual thing of taking care of it, you know.
I still say, my motion stands, I'm not rescinding it. So if it dies on live, second, I did everything I could. And one other question, the software program the city's using presently was put in 1994. I was the person who pushed it, got it working, got it up, and it has been here since 1994. And I have mentioned to Trish a couple times, we need a new software system. This one's gonna, either the person who is taking care of it now is either going to no longer be able to do that, and we're gonna be out there. And it's going to take quite a while to get a new system up and running.
Yeah, Corey's gonna schedule 1 or 2 more demos, and then we will bring a recommendation or 2 before you guys and let you weigh in on the final decision.
We've done a few already. I just had a Zoom call with a company called iWork about a week ago. And then we still need, I think we had one more, what was that? Tyler?
Tyler.
Are they
That was looking for.
around here? Are they in California, New York, or?
Oh, they're all, I mean, all these places are scattered all over the place. So like one of the nicer programs we've looked at was headquartered, I think, out of New Jersey. But they have, they have people stationed in different parts of the country and things like that.
So we checked with other communities that have utilities and everything like Hannibal
We
and.
try to ask for references and who they have around us. Some of them don't have places in Missouri, but they
Did
want
we
Missouri
call-
business.
Did we call the cities who have utilities and everything else that on their software? Did we call them and find out what system they are using?
We've reached out to places, I think like Rolla was one that had used one of the programs we've got. I think, was it Owensville that uses, what's that, G-Works? I think they use
Because they don't
New
have,
G-Works.
Haven.
they don't have the electric anymore.
But,
Yeah.
so, and that's not always a perfect translation, but as we get closer, as we get closer to narrowing down a selection to present to you
Yeah, I
guys,
think-
we'll certainly be calling their references and things and getting reference
And
communities.
I've been keeping a file for the last couple of years too. A lot of times on our, like there's a listserv for city administrators, for city clerks, and a lot of times there's email conversations back and forth between all of the administrators or clerks in the state. And so when recommendations come up or a similar city to us, I print that off and stick that in my file or my electronic file. And so, yeah, we'll be sure we get good references.
Is that something we need to consider when we look for a new server too? Could, while we moving forward, has to be compatible?
I don't think any server is going to be compatible with our software.
As long as it's large enough to handle
Yeah.
whatever you need. Okay, I was here one time in July, and with July is the end of the city's year, and our system went. It took 2 weeks to get it up and running, and we were working
Well, by the sound of things, it doesn't make any difference whether you got a new one or an old one if your server, I mean, if everything's crashing in 4 years or whatever, so.
So,
But no,
yeah,
I
we're gonna
understand
be-
where you're going.
Yeah, we're gonna be, as soon as we get those bids, we're gonna get that to you ASAP for the server.
So do we have a form or quote or anything? Do we have any specs that we send those people, or tell them what we?
We don't have a spec sheet, but we know the items we need and we talk to them about it. And then they present us their modules. They often do it in, like they'll have a core module for their software and then you can add in other items. Fund accounting, parks, camping, I mean, anything and everything under the sun can fit into some of these programs. So, and then we select what they want us to demo generally.
So are we gonna have to get an IT person who has that training?
It depends on the company how that works. A lot of them have their training and implementation in their first year cost. And often you have your own representative that handles your account in your company or city. And so basically they'll have their own staff to handle our problems generally. Some of the less expensive companies may not have that kind of service, but trying to get a spread as well.
I'm just curious. I didn't know if we had to form a committee and get a CPA or something on board to.
One thing I overlooked at late edition here, we need to approve the hire of Coulter Schwartz and Riker Ash to be umpires for the Little League. Can I have a motion? It's not in your booklet. Can I have a motion to approve these guys?
And who was the other person? Coulter?
Coulter, Schwartz, and Riker, R-Y-K-E-R, Ash.
Okay. I move to approve them.
Motion's made, do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? Sorry about that, I almost forgot that.
Will that lead to online bill pay? Once we get that?
Yeah, that's in most of the new modules, yeah.
Great.
They almost all offer it, so.
Yeah.
All that techie stuff, huh? Anything else? If not, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
We are adjourned, thank you.
I have a question, Mr. Adjourn. Are you concerned that the fire, that closest fire hydrant to that house had an impact on the response?
No, when they-
Were you concerned with that, Dolores?